I dropped my daughter off at nursery and was driving home when I saw the petals falling from the blossom trees. I quickly parked up and went for a walk. This is our local park and it's the first time I've seen a Catholic cemetery. I assumed that the gravestones would be like the ones in the UK, but they're the same as the Buddhist ones. There's a plot of land for sale here, and if you look through the trees, the scenery is amazing. I love walking under the falling blossoms. It feels like I'm in some kind of romantic movie. It's as pretty as walking in the snow, but without being cold or slippery. Before moving to Japan, I had never visited Japan during cherry blossom season. But now that I've experienced it, I really understand why people like to come to Japan during this time. Taking a walk seems a lot less like a chore when you have all these blossoms around. And one thing I really love about Japan is you're never far from a toilet. This building behind these cherry blossoms is actually a gymnasium. Then it was time to head home and sort out all the chaos from the weekend. As you can see here, my daughter loves picking things at the moment. We have told her that she's not allowed to pick blossoms from the trees. When the sun is shining, I feel like I've got so much energy. So I decided to wash the curtains and the Tommy Tippy blinds. For anyone who's about to have a baby or has young children, these Tommy Tippy blinds are amazing. There are some things that I do that make me feel really Japanese, and one of them is hanging out the futon. I did try to get used to sleeping on a futon, but I gave up and I went back to a bed. Then I did a little bit of video editing. I did have a bad experience in the UK, but it is definitely something I'd like to do again. Then I tucked into these mini eggs that our friends sent over from the UK. Although they do have some Easter merchandise, there's no sign of any eggs around. Then I headed off to Takasaki, which is the next town over, to look for a laptop. We do have some electrical stores nearby, but they don't have much choice. By the time I reached to Takasaki, I was so hungry that I had to tuck into my daughter's emergency snacks. Luckily, these are a bit spicy and she doesn't like them. While I was having my snack, I noticed that there was a long line of people queuing up. I'm not sure what they were queuing for, but it looked so tidy and orderly. I decided to go to Big Camera because they've got a huge selection of electrical items. From the outside it does look quite small, but on the inside it's really big. Although they do have a huge selection of electrical items, their main focus is on cameras. You can see the huge selection of different lenses here. When I researched the Sony Vaio, it did say it was discontinued, but there was one there. I don't know what it is about Apple products, they always look so stylish and nice. I didn't end up buying anything, but I got a better idea of what I would like. There's an upstairs and there's lots of kitchen appliances up there. I would eventually like to get a microwave oven and also a blender. Most households in Japan don't have an oven, but in the UK we used to use our one all the time. I also want to get a blender just so that I can make some hummus. Then I headed back to Fukuoka and went to Gyomu Supermarket. I would probably compare it to a Lidl in the UK, and usually the trolleys don't go straight. It's the only place that I found natural cheese in a decent size. This supermarket has lots of different foods from abroad, so if you have moved to Japan from abroad, it's a good place to find things you may miss. Also, Gyomu is the only place I found a full-size loaf of bread. I had a cheese toastie and watched Age of Attraction on Netflix. It's interesting to see whether huge age gaps really make a difference in a relationship. It was almost time to pick up my daughter, so I put the curtains up and headed out.
They're buzzing like this.
What are they? What are they?
That's the mosquitoes.
They're big mosquitoes. My daughter always has a snack when she comes home. She had a few cashew nuts and some Kiddelicious snacks that we had sent over. I never had an apron in the UK, but I absolutely love them now. I made a stew with some crispy noodles, but unfortunately my daughter didn't like it. It's really disappointing because I never know what to cook here, and every time she doesn't like a dish, it's one less dish I can make. Then it's time to get all her things ready for nursery the next day. This is a box of gifts that our friends sent over, and I thought I'd have a bit of self-care. I didn't actually realise that I was going to look like Wonder Woman. Thank you for watching. Sayonara!